Hello everyone, welcome to Genius Tech. All right, so my name is Steven. I want to use this medium to appreciate those that already subscribed to my YouTube channel. I'm so grateful. Thank you so much for taking your time to subscribe to my channel. Yeah, I'm so grateful. So we are going to continue from where we stopped in my last video. What are we trying to do? We are creating a blog website with Golang, React, and Tailwind. So we are still creating the backend, all right, with Golang. We are still trying to structure our backend, create the API that the front end developer or that we are going to consume in our front end, all right. So okay, in my last video, I showed us how we can create a post and we successfully able to create the API. So today, as I've said, we are going to be working on how we can get every post in our database. So without any further ado, let's get started. I don't want to waste time at all right? So what we do want to do is today is that, I said in my last video, we have to create a pagination. You know, we don't want to get all the data from our database at once. Imagine we have like 1,000 data, 1,000 posts. It's very wrong for us to send all that 1,000 at once to the front end, so we have to limit it. So okay, so let's get started now. What are we going to do? Okay, you know, I created this function in my last video, function all post. So then the next we have to do is that we have to, you know, we have to use query params. So the query params we are going to be using is the page, all right. So we have to be passing the page. If it's page 1, what should be the post that's supposed to be in page 1, the post that's supposed to be in page 2. So that was what we want to do. Now let's come here and say page. Okay, then we are going to say page is equals to, you know, we need to convert that guy. We are going to say string. Okay, string converts. Okay. All right, so string use of package, okay, is not a selector, blah, blah, blah. Okay, then we're going to say dot ATL. Okay, so then we have to pass the we're going to say c dot query. This is how to get a query with fiber. Okay, so the query params, we need to get it. Okay, so we're going to say what's the params, which is going to be page, then the page, then we are going to have 1. So this is going to be the default. The pages we are setting it to 1. So let's say the front end, at the front end we send 2 to the API. So the next page is going to load another data in the next page. All right. So what's the next we have to do? We have to limit it. All right. So let's set our limits. The limits we want to show, okay, is let's say 5, for example. Okay, that's our limits. So we need an offset. Okay, let's say offset here. Again, this offset is equals to page. Okay, page -1. All right, page -1, and then we are going to say page. So we have the limit. We've set the limit now. It's equals to 5. Then we have to have our offsets. Okay, offsets, which is we are setting this equals to the number of page. Okay, -1. This guy should be curly bracket. Let's remove this 9. Okay, so that is times the limits. Okay, times limits. All right, so then the next thing we have to do now is this. So and then we need the variable total, because we need to return the total number. We need to return the current page to the front end, and we need to return the total number of page as well, so that we are going to use it in the front end to paginate. All right, so it's going to be in 64, the total now. Okay, because we need to return that total. So what's the next thing we have to do? We are going to say variable now. Variable, let's call this guy blog. Let's say get blog or something. Let's call it get blog. Okay, then we are going to set it to, okay, variable to be model. All right, model dot blog. Okay, so and it's going to be, what we want to return is going to be an array. All right, so we want to return an array of all our posts in our database. It's going to be in an array form, so that's why I'm putting this here. Okay, so then the next thing we have to do is going to go inside our database. We're going to say database.db. Okay, we are going to say preload. We want to preload the user now. So let's preload the user anytime we are returning it. So let's preload. We're going to have user. Okay, so dot offsets. Okay, dot offsets. So we are going to pass this offset here. This offset we have here. Okay, we're going to say dot limit. Okay, as well. So limits, we are setting it to the limit we'll set inside this limit here as well to 5. Then we're going to say dots, okay, find, okay, dots find all our posts, okay, find gets blog. All right, so then we need to return something. All right, so what are we going to, okay, what are we going to return? Okay, before we return something, let's do something. We're going to have database again dots db, okay, dots model. All right, dots model. So we are going to have we're going to have these here. We're going to say models model dots, okay, dots blog. All right, model dots blog. Then we need to put this guy here. Then we need to say dots counts, okay, dots counts. All right, then the total. Now we need to pass the total here, okay, because we want to count the total number of what we have. Okay, we want to count the total number of what we have. Why are we getting cannot use turn an argument? Okay, why is that? Int, okay, this is not int 16, it should be int integer 64 in 64 base. Okay, so that's that. Okay, so we need to return something now. I'm going to say c return. Okay, all right, return, we have c, then status c.json. Come on, what's happening? I think I'm a little bit tired, sorry for that. c.json, okay, you know, fiber dots, okay, fiber dot map. So because we need to return something to the front end, so what we want to return, number one is the data. Let's call this guy data. Okay, what is the data? What do we want to return? We would need to return the get blog. Okay, we need to return get blog. That is everything in our blog. That's every post in our blog. Then we need to let's call this guy mentor now, for example. So we need to return some things to the front end. Let's call this guy fiber, okay, dots map again. All right, fiber dots map. Okay, then we need to return the total number of page altogether, the total number of page, so that we can use it as in our front end. So we pass total here. Okay, so then the next thing again is the page. Okay, we need to pass, we need to know the total number of page, our current page. Okay, so we need to know the current page. All right, then the last one again is the last page. So we need the last page. So how are we going to get the last page? So we need to, okay, we need to say math, we need to calculate it, math dots, okay, yeah, this guy here. So then how are we going to get that? So we are going to say that, okay, our int, okay, integer now, which is the total, all right, divided by, okay, we need to divide it by the limits, all right. We need to divide it by the limit. So okay, let's put a comma here. So let's see if everything is correct. Math.limit. So why are we still getting an error? Okay, I think a comma should supposed to be here. Okay, we are getting an error as well. Cannot use limits as float64 value is argument. Okay, so we need to convert this guy to float64. We have to wrap it inside float64. All right, so let's come here. Let's have floats. Okay, floats 64. So we need to move all of these guy inside this place. So yeah, our error is gone. So we are good. So this is all we need to do to that's why I so much fall in love with Golang, because just few lines of code. You don't need to write a long lengthy code. No, just briefly you are done with any functions you want to create. Imagine just maybe not up to 20 lines of code or even 15 lines of code. We are done with getting all our posts from from the database. All right, so let's see if it's working. Then don't forget we have to come to our route here again. So let's come here. Let's post this guy. Is going to be a get request. All right, so let's give this get and let's call these get posts. Okay, let's say, or get all posts. Let's call it all posts. All right. So, and then this we have our all post function here. So let's say this guy, let's come inside this place, and okay, we need to make a new request. Where's our Thunder client? Yeah. Okay, register login post. So let's make a new request anyway. So I don't want those ones to leave. We can still make use of them later. So HTTP, then localhost slash API slash all posts. Okay, we need to get all our posts. So it's a get request. So let's see, and don't forget we need to pass the number of pages here as well. We're going to say page, you know, as a query, as a query params. Okay, page is equals to, okay, page is equals to 1. Okay, sorry, page is equals to 1. So this is all we need to do to get the first page. Let's see now. Let's send this guy. Let's see if everything is fine. What are we getting? Object not found. We're getting an error. Okay. Let's see what I was doing wrong. Pass the page equals to 1. All posts get. Let's see our routes is all posts. Hope we are sending it correctly to all posts. Yeah. API localhost. Oh, sorry, 30,000. We didn't put 30,000 here. So 30,000. Let's try again. Send. Wow, we've successfully get all our posts. So this, we only have one post here, as you can see. So we only have one post here, and this post belonged to Smith Steven because it was his ID that we passed here. So we've been able to load every post come with its own users. As you can see, that this is the mentor here. So our current page is 1, the total page is 1, our last page is 0 here because we only have one post created. So let's say we have like 10 posts created. We are going to have all the posts here. We are going to have we are going to have 5 posts here, and we are going to have our last page, the page 2. So let's say, for example, I pass page 2 here. We are going to get an empty array. You see, nothing is here. It's an empty array because we don't have page 2. So, but we only have one page. So you see, our pagination is working as well. So guys, we've been able to create, we've been able to get all our posts. So what's the next thing we need to do now is that we need to, okay, the next thing we need to do is that if we want to get a detailed post, for example, let's say we want to get a single post. Let's say we want to get a single post, the details now. For example, once they click in on a post, so we want to show every detailed post of that particular post that has been created. So that's the next thing we need to do. So that's to, in a short time, few line of codes, we can get that done. So let's go back to our controller. Okay, our post controller. Okay, so, and we need to create another function here. All right, so the function we need to create this time around is, we call it detail post. Okay, function detail posts. Okay, so here, don't forget the usual thing we need to copy from here. Let's copy this guy here and paste this here. So just, we need to repeat that. So here as well, we have an error here. So what do we need to do for us to be able to get a single post? For us to be able to get a single, we need the ID of that particular single post. All right, we need to get we need the ID. So that ID needs to be sent as params as well. So okay, yeah, let's get that done. So how are we going to do that? So let's have ID here. Okay, ID, then we have underscore here. So it's equals to okay, we're going to say string, the same thing we've done here. So we need to repeat that here as well. So we have to get that, we're going to say c.params. Okay, don't forget, here we use query, and here we are using we are using params. So params is used to get the route parameters. Yeah, default to empty if the param doesn't exist. If a default value is given, it will return that value if the param doesn't exist. Okay, just read through that to get understanding of what I'm trying to do here. So what's the params we need is the ID. Okay, so then we'll come here. So we're going to say that variable blog. Okay, let's say blog posts. All right. Then we have our models. Okay, dot blog. Okay, so then we have to come down here. We're going to say database. Okay, dot db. Okay, where that particular ID, okay, where that ID is, we need to get it. We can say ID, all right, where ID is equals to, okay, ID. So then we need to still preload the user as well. So we need to preload the user again. Say preload, okay, user. We need to preload the user details as well. Dot first, okay. Dot first. Then we have our blog post here. All right. So this is all what we need to do as well. This is all what we need to do. So we just need to return the details now. So I'm going to say return. We need to return something. We need to return that particular post that we are trying to get in our database. C.json. All right. So we come up here. We say fiber dot. Okay, I think is he imported? Yeah, is imported here already. Fiber dot map. Okay. So then we have this guy here. What do we want to return? The data as well. So we need to return the blog posts. Okay, blog post. Okay, so what are we just trying to do? It's just, this is all what we need to do. Just few line of codes. So we just have to come here and say ID. You know, we are trying to get the ID. We need to get the ID to be sent along with this guy here. So okay, so then we have variable blog post, then the database and the like. So this is all we need to do. We need the ID for us to be able to get you know, the blog post of that particular post we are trying to get in our database. So okay, how are we going to do that? Let's check if it's working fine. So what do we have to do? Let's go back here inside our routes. Okay, routes. Okay, so we need to copy this guy. It's still a get request. So but this time we just need to put ID here. That's what we need to do. We need to put the ID here. All right. So is there slash here, slash dot ID? I think, yeah, that should be slash there. So okay, so what's the function we need to call a detail post? I'm doubting. I hope I'm correct here anyway. So let's check anyway. Let's check if everything is working fine. So let's go back to the post we were trying to get the other time. So here, this time around, what's the ID one? That's the ID we want to create. Okay, let's create another post. Anyway, quickly, let's create another post so that we can have as many as possible. So this time around, we can even create a post for ID one. So let's call this new testing post, new test post. Okay. So let's send this to our database. Okay, there is an error. What's the error? It's undefined controller detail post. Okay, let's see. I think we didn't save our post controller here. Okay, let's save that and come back here to try it again. So congratulations, your post is live. So let's try to get all the posts and see if our post, if everything is correct. Send, we get, okay, good. So this particular post we just created, new test post, belong to this ID one, John Doe. So we know we have total number of posts is 2, the page is 1, and the last page is 0 because we don't have a last page for now. All right, so now let's try to get the ID post 2 now. Okay, so what we just have to do is that let's remove this guy and let's put /1. We just want to get this particular one. We want to get a single post. So let's click send. Good, we get a single post. It's working fine. New post. This is the description. We've gotten a new post that belongs to Smith Stevie. So let's get the 2. All right, send to. Yep. So we got the second post as well. So all right, so we've been able to create an API that is going to undo our detailed post. So what is the next thing we have to do now? So another thing we want to do is that if we want to update our post, you know, if the user wants to update their post, so we need to create the API for that. Let's quickly do that as well quickly. So let's come in, let's go back inside our post controller. Okay, it's there already. So we have to come down here and create another function. Okay, so let's say function. Okay, let's call this update post. Update posts. Okay, so then let's put this fiber. Okay, let's just come here and copy the same thing we'll be doing. So come here, we paste this quickly. So here we have an error. So guys, if you are enjoying this video, don't forget to hit this on the subscribe button and don't forget to hit on the notification button as well. All right, so okay, let's proceed. What do we need? We need the ID as well. Okay, the same thing we've done here. Let's copy this guy. Okay, let's copy this from here. okay, and paste this here. So what do we need? We need to come down here. We're going to say blog now. We need to define a variable blog. Okay, blog is equals to models.blog. Okay, model.blog. Then okay, we have to say ID, which is going to be unsigned integer. Okay, unsigned integer. Okay, then we need to pass the ID here. Okay, so all right, is this correct? I doubt it. It's a unknown feed. Okay, should be ID. Good, should be ID, the capital letter I. So okay, then we're going to say if there is an error, we need the body parser now. So just to save time, let's come here and grab this guy. Okay, and just paste this here. Okay, so okay, we have to remove these. We don't need this guy from it here. So this guy should be the blog. Okay, so we need to just paste this here, should be the blog. Okay, then the next thing we have to do is that we're going to try to get that data. We need to update it from a database. So we're going to say database, okay, .db, okay, model, all right, .model. Then we need to put the blog here, all right, then .updates the blog. Then .updates, what do we want to update the blog? All right, we need to update the blog. Okay, well, we're getting an error. Update attribute to few arguments, blah blah blah. Okay, what's happening there? Blog model. Okay, then we have update blog. Okay, update blog. Then we try to say update blog. So while we're getting the error, few arguments, where we're getting it wrong, we have ID. Okay, blog is equals to models.blog, then ID, then we have database.db, okay, .model. So we have our blog.updates. Sorry, should be updates. All right, I'm sorry about that. Should be updates, not updates. Okay, the error is gone. So then we need to return the blog that wants to update, the updated blog. So we're going to say return c.json. Okay, we return the blog. All right, so this is all we need to do to update our blog. So to do this, we have to go to our routes again. Let's create the API. This time around, it's going to be a put. I'm going to put a put here. Put, okay, put. Then yeah, what do we need to pass it? That is updates post. Okay, update post. So all right, we need to call. Let's call this guy updates posts. All right, so let's save this. Do we save our post? Yeah, we save it. So let's try and make another request now this time around. So yeah, we have to go inside. Where do we create our post? Okay, let's make a new request anyway to save time. So let's just say HTTP. Okay, then we have local hosts. Okay, we have to be careful not to make any typo error. Okay, local hosts, then we say 30,000/API/updates post. Okay, /updates updates post. Don't forget we need to send which post do we want to update, the ID of the post, which is let's update the first one. So let's come here. Where do we create the post at that time? Let's copy this body to save time. All right, so the new posts that we're trying to create. So let's paste this here. All right, the title. So let's change this. I think the post, the second one should be the post we need the ID. We don't need the user ID. We need the ID of that post. Okay, that we need. Yeah, we need the user as well. We need the user ID. So okay, let's change this guy to updated posts to see updated posts. Okay. This is description, new, let's say this is new description. All right, so this is the ID, and let's change this guy to put. So let's send. Yeah, we get the request back, updated post. This is the new description. All right, so let's get all the posts back now. So do you know why we are not getting any of this user back? Is because we need to okay, we don't need to get the user back. Even on the normal something, we just need to just give a response that post updated successfully. So we can change that inside our, okay, let's come here. Let's get our, what's it called now? our post controller, so we can change this response we are trying to get to something like this: post updated successfully. So let's say I copy that here. Let me copy this and paste this. So I can change this guy to, let's change this to message. Okay, we don't need to return the user. So message, and let's say the message is post updated successfully. Post updated successfully. Okay, successfully. Okay, let's save. Then let's go back here. Our Thunder clients update posts. So we can do the same thing again. Okay, let's change this guy. You know, our post is not correct. Let's correct that. And let's send again. You know, post updated successfully. So let's try to get all the posts. And let's see, take note, the ID is just the first post is what we are trying to update. So let's come here and get all the posts. So let's change this guy to to 1. Okay, let's send. If you're able to get all the posts, see post 1 has changed the ID, updated post. This is a new description. So we've been able to update our posts successfully. So the next thing we want to do, I hope this video is not getting too long anyway, but I'm trying to be fast as I can so that the video is not going to be too long and be detailed as well. So, I mean, the most important thing is for you to understand, even not the speed. So that's why I love to make my video very short and, you know, and precise and details. So, okay, let's proceed. The next thing we want to do is we need to create an API for our unique post, to create our unique post, to get a unique post of any particular user. So let's say I want to check for my own post alone, so I need to create that API as well. So it's just very short line of code as well. So let's go inside our post controller. Okay, so let's say function here. All right, function here. If you are enjoying this tutorial, guys, don't forget to hit on the subscribe button. All right, so let's say unique, let's call it unique posts. I don't know, so depending on what you want to call your own unique post, I want to call it unique posts. Okay, let's come down here, let's paste this guy here, and we are returning an error here. So here, the next thing we want to do is that we need the cookie now for it, because we need to get the authenticated user. So that's why we need the cookie here. We need to get the authenticated user ID. So let's say cookie. Okay, it goes to c.cookies. Okay, c.cookies. Then all the cookies we want to get, that's the JWT, that's the name, JWT. Okay, then let's come down here. We're going to have an ID. Okay, have the variable to is equals to util now. Okay, util dot pass JWT. Okay, then we pass the cookie now. All right, so we need to get the ID of the authenticated user, and we've gotten that. Okay, so we are going to say variable now. Okay, variable blog. Okay, variable blog. So we need to return it as an array as well, because the user might have more than one, or might have more than one posts. Okay, so we're going to say model. Okay, models.blog. Okay, then we'll have to say database. Okay, database .db. Okay, dot model. That is dot model. Okay, we are going to have this blog here as well. We're going to say dot where. Okay, where our ID now, that is where the user ID. Okay, where the user underscore ID. Okay, is equals to the ID of the authenticated user. So dot preload, we need to preload the user to along with the what's it called, with the post now. User, okay, should be in capital letter. User, okay, yeah, user. Then we have dot find. We want to find it on the block table. Okay, we want to find if that user ID exists in our block table. So we have this block here. So we need to return that block. Okay, we need to return the post. Yeah, the post in our database c.json. Yeah, and then we're going to have our blog here. So that's all what we need to do to get the details as well. This is all we need to do to get the unique post of any user. So let's save this guy. Don't forget, we still have to go to our routes and create the routes there. So we have our post here. Come on, it should be our routes. Okay, routes here. So let's copy this guy and then let's paste this guy. So this time around, let's call this unique post. Okay, it's going to be a get request. Okay, unique posts. So yeah, let's change this to unique posts. So let's change this guy to get. All right, so let's save this. Then let's go inside our Thunder client and cross check. So we want to get a user, is for a specific user, right? So let's come here, let's create a new request. Okay, all right, so let's clear this from here. We have HTTP, then we have local hosts 3000. Okay, then we have our API, then we have unique posts. Okay, that's it. So we need a get request. So let's see now if we are going to get the post related to the specific user. Let's send this. Okay, it returns an empty array. All right, maybe this user doesn't have a particular. So let me see again. Let's log in with this guy here. Let's log in. ID2 login. Okay, yeah, we've logged in already. So let's see unique posts. Okay, maybe this particular user don't have a post. Maybe that's why we are getting this empty array. So I want to check the user ID. Come on, why is it logging? Okay, the user ID is 2. Yeah, we should have a post for that. So, okay, let's get it again. We should have a post. User ID 1. Okay, yeah, there is no post for that user, for this current user, there is no post. So we have to create a post for this current user. So let's quickly do that. The body here, so here we have an ID2, which is the current user that logs in here. I think you get what is happening here. So because I am the one that logged in, I don't have a post. So and I'm trying to get a post for an authenticated user. So this authenticated user, which is Smith, let me show you. Let's go back to our login. So you see Smith, Steven here doesn't have a post at all because look at the ID is 2. And when you check, when we are trying to get all of the posts here, the other time, let me change this guy to 1. So when we are trying to get all of the posts, okay, get all posts. Let me remove this, okay. So when we are trying to get all of the posts here, the user ID is 1, the user ID is 1. So only John Doe that have a post. So we have to create a post for Smith. All right, so how we're going to do that. So let's just come here to the body. Let's change this guy to 2, which is an ID. So let's call this Smith post. Okay, let's call this Smith. Okay, Smith post. All right, so let's send now. Okay, congratulations, your post is live. Now let's go and get a post that is made for Smith alone. So let's come up here. Where is it? Okay, unique post. So let's send. Okay, unique posts. Why are we still getting an empty array? Unique post. We should be able to get a post made for ID2. All right. Let's see if that's we have. Okay, Smith post. Yeah, we have the ID2. The ID. Okay, the ID for user ID is 3 for Smith and we are putting 2 there. Oh, that's the error. It's supposed to be 3. Yeah, it's supposed to be 3. So let's go back. Let's come up here. Let's change this guy, the post, the body. Okay, we are trying to create a post, right? So yeah, post. Let's change the ID to be 3. Yeah, that's the correct ID for Smith. We won't be making this mistake if to say, we are getting it from the front end. If to say the data is coming originated from the front end, I don't have the. I'm just trying to get the Smith post. I don't check the ID for that Smith in our database. So now the user ID for Smith is 3. Now let's try to send again. Okay, we are getting invalid payload. Why are we getting invalid payload? Okay, Smith post, user ID 3. What is happening, guys? Okay. What is happening here? Getting the posts. Okay, let's get posts. Get all posts. Then we have the ID to be 1. Okay, the user ID to be 2. The user ID is 1. Okay. The user ID is 1 here, the user ID is 1 there, user ID is 1 there. So let's send another request. Let's see for Smith. Okay, for Smith, the user ID is 2. Yeah, the user ID is 2. So Smith's supposed to have a post. So I think something is wrong somewhere that we don't know. Let's figure it out. Unique posts. We said it's returning an empty array. Let's go back. Is there any error we are getting here? Okay. The ID, is 3. Okay, we are not getting any error. Constraint fail. Okay, a foreign child cannot add or update a foreign key, blah blah blah. Okay, let's see what is happening inside our controller. What are we missing? Okay, so we have unique post here. We're trying to get the ID, we pass cookie, okay, and we say models.blog. So database.model where user ID, yeah, we are correct. Then we have ID, we preload the user. Find blog, okay, return c.json blog, yeah, everything is correct. But why are we getting an empty array here for a specific user? So let's see my route. She's gets unique posts, controller.post, okay, and we have gets unique post. What are we missing? What is happening? What are we getting wrong? Okay, let's log in here. Again, we have successfully logged in. The ID is 2. Yeah. So and we've logged in, right? Okay, Smith, and we want to create a post. Smith is ID is 2. So we come here, we create a post for Smith, right? Which the ID, yeah, we don't have ID 3. That's why we are getting invalid payload. Smith post, we send. Congratulations, your post is live. So we should be able to get that post made for yeah. So I wonder why we are getting a response, but it's returning an empty array. Why is that happening? Okay, I think I have to pause this video to figure out what is going on, and then I'm going to come back to give us the solution once I get the solution. All right, I'm going to pause the video now. Okay, guys, I've seen where the error is coming from. My God, it's just a typo error. If I show you, it's very funny anyway. So this is where the error is coming from. I wrote JTW, nothing like that. It should be JWT. Come on, sorry for that error, sorry for that mistake. So let's save now, because I'm wondering what is going on. Everything is right, but yeah, we have a typo error. I have to figure that out. So okay, let's come here. Let's send. Yeah, we are good to go. We get our data for Smith. So here we have Smith. These are all the posts related to Smith. So you can see Smith post. The user, the first name is Smith, and here the user as well is Smith. So we've been able to create the unique posts as well. So we've been able to get a post related for a specific user. So let's say you want to create a profile, for example. Maybe you are trying to create an application that requires you to create a profile. A user have to create their profile. So this is how you can get a profile made for a specific user. So it's just the same method, this same way, this same functionality, this same idea. So this is how you can go about it. So all right. So the next thing we have to do, we have two functions to write before two function just last function, which is the delete. So we've been able to update, we've been able to create, and we've been able to get as well. We've been able to get as well. So the last thing we want to do is to be able to delete. We want to be able to delete any post. All right. Okay, let's get started. So that's going to be the last thing we have to create. So I just want to wrap everything up, the backend and everything that is related to the backend. I want to wrap it up in this tutorial. So in my next video, we are going to be moving to the React. Okay, with TAILWInd, we are going to be creating the front end together. All right. Okay, we are good to go. So let's come up here and say function. Yeah. So we are going to come here. We're going to say delete. Let's call this guy delete posts. Okay. So the same thing we are doing here. So let's copy this, paste this guy here. So let's pass our error here as well. So let's come up here and we're going to say ID now. So ID, we are setting it as the variable is equals to string. The same thing too, we are going to need an ID. So of that particular post before we can delete it. So let's come up here and paste this guy here. It's the same thing we have to do. All right, so the next thing we have to do is that we need to say our blog just the same way we did our updates. So let's come up here, grab this guy. So let's paste this. Yeah, we need a body parser as well. Do we need it? Okay, no, we don't need it. So we have to say, we have to get the query now. Okay, deletes. Okay, let's say deletes query. For example, deletes query. Query, okay, delete query. Let's make it a camel case. Okay, so delete, come on, Okay, delete query. Okay, it's goes to, okay, let's say the variable, let's say database dot db. Okay, dot db dot delete. Okay, dot delete. Okay, dot delete. Then inside which table do we want to delete something from? Okay, from our blog table. All right. So we come up here. We're going to say c dot status. That is, if the front if in our front end we are sending the wrong ID. That's what I'm just trying to do here. We want to display an error message. So let's say 400, which is a bad request. If the blog post ID doesn't exist. So what are we going to do? We are going to say that okay, we need to do something here. We are going to say if, okay, if errors, okay. So we need to import this guy, if errors. So it's coming here. So we need to, why is the guy, if errors, yeah, this is it, it's coming from here. So if errors, okay, dots, if errors dots, okay, if error dots is, okay, that is if errors, if the kind of error we are getting is that the record does not found, we need to throw an error. Let's say dot query, okay, dot error, okay, dot error now. So we have GORM, okay, URL dot error. The kind of error is record not found. Okay, so if this kind of error we are getting is record not found, we need to return an error message. Okay, let's put this guy here. So we are going to say that return. Okay, so what do we want to return? We want to return c.json now. All right, we need to say that fiber. Okay, fiber dot map. Okay, so and then we'll come here. We're going to say what is the message we need to return. We're going to say message. Okay, message. Then we're going to say maybe oops, records not found or something. Okay, oops. Okay, oops. Record not found. So come on, record not found, or yeah, or post not found. Anyone you wish to use. So let's come down here. If everything will work fine, then we need to return post deleted successfully. So I'm going to say return, okay, .c.json. Okay, let's just copy this to save time. Okay, because we just want to say the message is post deleted successfully. Post deleted successfully. Okay, deleted successfully. Okay, let's put this here very well. Post deleted successfully. So guys, this is all we need to do. Where we're getting error from. Okay, we need to put a comma here, and we need to put a comma here. All right. So is there any other place we are getting an error? Go fiber error, blah blah blah. What was it saying there? Invalid use. Okay, hope we import the record, the proper errors here, because I'm wondering if we do that correctly. Okay, let me remove this guy first. Let me see the options we have. Errors. Okay, errors. That's this guy. No, shouldn't be this. Should be the one we imported. But I'm wondering why it's complaining. Okay, errors. Okay, fiber internal JSON. What was it saying? Could not import, invalid use of internal package, blah blah blah. Okay, let me see the quick fix here. If they're suggesting anything, go get. Okay, maybe we need to get this guy. Okay, let me run that. If that will make our error to disappear. Go get. Okay, how are you getting this error? So let me check my what's the code? Go mode. We have been here. Okay, let's go back here. Why are we getting this error? Because if error, okay, it goes to this guy. Okay, so why is not getting its quick fix? Then go and get it if that's an issue. Okay. I think I have to debug this error. I mean, when I was doing my own, I didn't have this error anyway, so I'm surprised what this is. Or maybe we didn't import it correctly. So if errors is deleted, okay, blah blah blah, okay, found, we use it correctly. So definitely maybe the way we import it is not correct. So let me check it out. Let me see what is happening here. All right. Okay guys, so I've gotten where the error is anyway, but so I think what we imported here is wrong. We don't need this guy here. So the error we need is the error we have to import should be the package from Go. So it should be this. This is what we need here, not the other way around. So I think that error is gone. Yeah. I think I imported the wrong package. So that's why we are getting that error. So let's save these guys and let's go inside our routes. I think the error is gone. So I mean, when you are being a developer, this shouldn't be strange to you. When you are developing, you get errors and you debug them and you get it solved. So that is why we are a developer anyway. So we've solved that. So the next thing we have to do is that let's create our API. Okay. So let's come here and call this guy delete post. Delete post. So what do we want here? We need the delete. We need the delete posts. So here we need the ID, okay, of that particular post we wants to delete. So let's save this and let's go inside and let's check it out. So let's say the post we wants to delete, the ID is 3 here. So we want to delete this Smith post, this first one. So we need to delete this first one here. So let's get that done. So let's come here, let's change this guy to delete post. All right, to delete posts. So then the ID of the post he wants to delete is 3. All right. So and let's change this guy to delete. So let's send and let's see, say not allowed, delete. Okay, I think we made a mistake in our routes. Let's check that. Yep, it's not a get, it should be delete. Okay, so let's save this and let's come back here and make another request. Send the post deleted successfully. So if you want to get back the particular post, our unique post, let's go back to our unique post and see that post has been deleted. So Smith, we only have one post now. So get Smith, you see Smith only have one post, guys. So this is all what we need to do to create our backend. So if you're happy, we've successfully created our Go application now. So we've created the backend. We use Golang to create the backend. Yeah. So I want to congratulate you, and I'm happy as well for from the day when we started this tutorial till now. Thank you so much for following up with me. So thank you. I'm so grateful. If you're happy about this, let me know what you feel about this, how excited you are. If you have successfully created your own, just let me know how you feel. Just drop your how you feel in the comment section, guys. Let me know how you feel. If you're happy about this tutorial, if you're happy, let me know if there's anything you want me to change, if there's any project, if there's any project you want me to work on. So I'm looking at working on creating an e-commerce, with both Golang and we use React as well. So I'm looking at that. We can create a full e-commerce website. We use, it's just still the same structure. It's just still the same logic. Maybe we just have to do one or two things to what we've created. We already created a sign up. We've already created a login. So let's say, for example, we want user to be able to create a product, to save a product. We've done that already, because it's the same thing. The same way they create a post, that same way too they can create a product. So I'm looking at how I can do that in my next project after we might have done with this. Create an e-commerce, or I'm looking at creating an e-wallet system. I'm looking at that way too, an e-wallet system where user can have a wallet where they can transfer wallet to the other user. Just let me know what you feel. I'm looking at either the e-commerce or e-wallet. Let me know what you think, guys. So thank you so much. We are done with this, guys. So in my next video, we're going to be moving to the front end. So we are not done with the whole application at first, but we've created all our APIs. Every APIs we need, we've created them. So in my next video, we're going to be starting to create the front end with React and TAILWInd. Guys, it's going to be fun. It's going to be excited. So if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, kindly hit the subscribe button. So don't forget to hit the notification button as well. So I don't know if you people still want me to continue with my Node tutorial, because now currently my focus is on Golang. I will not deceive you guys. I love Golang so much. so much because it's so, I mean, it's fast, it's so easy to understand. I mean, you know, you get things done with a few lines of code. But if you still want me to continue with Node as well, so just feel free, tell me what you feel, guys. So thank you so much. This is going to be the end of this video. So see you guys in my next video. That's going to be the next part where we're going to be working with the React and TAILWInd. Thank you so much for staying with me from the beginning to now. Guys, I'm so grateful. See you guys in my next video. I'm your host, Steven. Bye for now.